It's Wednesday the 19th of February and Parliament's going to be sitting from 2 till 6 and 7:30 till 10 o'clock tonight. We'll start the day with questions. Questions numbers 1 and 4 are from Simon Bridges to the Prime Minister, asking does she stand by all her government statements and actions. And question 12 is from Paula Bennett, the same question. Jenny Marcroft is asking question 2 about the Provincial Growth Fund and drought in Northland. Duncan Webb to the Minister of Finance about the economy. Priyanka Radhakrishnan to the Minister of Housing about homelessness. Nick Smith to the Minister of Justice about his statements and policies. Paul Goldsmith to the Minister of Finance about the same thing. Dr Liz Craig to the Minister of Health about upgrading mental health and addiction facilities. Mark Mitchell on the question of non-disclosure and the right to silence in child abuse cases. Chris Bishop to the Minister of Transport about Auckland Light Rail. And Maria Lubeck to the Minister of Workplace Relations and Safety about raising the minimum wage to $20. There's no general debate today because we go straight on to further debate on the Prime Minister's statement led off by Grant Robertson, which I understand is likely to go for about an hour. And then we'll go on to the third reading of the vocational education legislation in the name of Chris Hipkins. Further discussion in committee, probably not too much left on the electoral amendment bill in the name of the Honourable Andrew Little, and then we'll get on to the second reading of the arms legislation bill, which is in the name of Stuart Nash, and that's likely to run us through till about 10 o'clock. Then we'll be back again tomorrow from 2 till 6.